En u weet het, in de Carifesta Café verrassen wij u altijd. We hebben de eer gehad om deze goede meneer die nu naast mij zit, Wyclef Jean, te mogen interviewen. Speciaal voor de kijkers van de Carifesta Café. U weet het, we kunnen geen afscheid nemen zonder toch een beetje met een kleine bang eruit te gaan. Dus laat me beginnen alvast mijn gast welkom te heten. Just introducing you, Mr. Wyclef Jean. Will you give a shout out to our viewers?
What's up, y'all? This is your boy Wyclef Jean. How do I say what's up? And the native.
Fawakas, how are you?
Oh, okay, cool. So let's do this again. Fawaka.
Okay, you know the theme for Carifesta this year is culture for development, and we know that. And in the culture department and in the development department, you are a very strong promoter of both. What do you think of culture for development as a team for Carifesta?
I think it's very important because I think the culture within the states that we celebrate and we glorify, starting with the West, like without us Caribbean people, like it would be so bland. And I think that it's so important that, you know, like they show us that kind of love and that kind of respect. And the idea of how much when we put our cultures together, how strong we become. And I think that's what Carifest reminds us of.
Did you take your culture into your career when you were building your career in the U.S.?
Well, the culture is instilled in me as a youth from my parents, you know. I remember coming to America, and the first thing my mama and daddy told me in Creole, they was like, okay, outside of this house, you can be as American as you want to be. But once you get your butt in this house, you are Haitian. The food is Haitian, the TV's Creole, you know, church is Creole, you know. So I think that the culture is old, you know. I think Caribbean people instill it in you when you were youth.
Okay. You wanted to run for president for your country, and the reigning president is also a musician. Is there like a chemistry between music and politics, in your opinion?
Well, I think the chemistry basically is when we listen to people like Bob Marley, John Lennon, Bob Dylan, Peter Tosh. What do they all have in common? Policy music. So I think at the end of the day, you have people who used to sing and wanted to change. And I think they inspire people like us to say, well, we got to just push the envelope a step further. We can't just sing about the change. You know, we have to try to make the change happen. And I think that musicians are not politicians. I think they grow into becoming politicians because the politicians ain't doing a good job sometimes, you know?
Okay, well, that's your honest opinion, so that's allowed. How are you trying to build in the policy in your music?
Well, I think my music, I always call my music policy music in the sense of, you know, I just feel, just take the Fugees, my group, the original group. Fugees is short for refugees. And refugees because we felt that refugees around the world were getting a bad rap. So we would take something that was so negative and make it so positive. So I think that even from Tibetan Freedom Concert to doing different things in parts of Africa, different things in parts of Haiti, I think that influences, even to me going to Congress and speaking to Congress, I think all of that influences policy.
Okay, you said something just now. You have the will to inspire. How would you like to bring that over to the youth?
Well, I think that all the youth got to do is look at me. Like this interview's inspiration. When you look at me and after this interview and somebody say to you, you ain't gonna never be nothing. You're gonna be here in this ghetto for the rest of your life. Look at you. Your mother ain't nothing, your father ain't nothing. So what makes you think you're gonna be something? And you look at them and then you with your head up high and you said, funny you should say that. They used to tell Wyclef Jean the same thing. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the last question. You said you want to inspire the youth. How will you be able to reach out to them on a personal level? Is that your plan?
Well, I think, you know, one of the things is I think social media is important. So follow me on @Wyclef. Follow me on my Instagram. Follow me on SIG Movement. And I think that we can trade music. We can trade opinions on politics, opinion on fashion, opinion on sports. Who's your favorite soccer team? this is going to start a fight, but I won't tell you who my favorite team is. But okay, don't ask. I think that, you know, for the youth is attracted by music, sports, fashion, and the arts. So I think a lot of times when you want to inspire them, you should use these categories to come at them. They are very turned off by usually like whatever your opinion is. They don't care about it. That's why they're the youth. And remember, when we were teenagers, we felt the same way. But I think through sports, through music, through the arts, we can inspire them.
Will you ever move back to Haiti?
Well, once again, I think that the idea of saying, will I ever move back to Haiti, was like, I think one time there was a movement like, yo, everybody go back to Africa. You know what I mean? It sounds pretty insane. I think it's extreme. I think that the world is a big world. And will I spend a lot of time in my country? Yes. Do I want to spend a lot of time in Brazil? Yes. Do I want to come back to Suriname? Yes. I just think that I'm a spirit of the free world, you know? And I would love to spend more time in my country than I'm spending now. But because of my job and because I travel, it's hard.